Hey, 8th graders, welcome to today's Explainer. I'm so glad you're joining us because we're about to unlock something really cool. You know those intimidating algebra problems? The ones with letters and floating numbers everywhere that just look totally overwhelming? Yeah, today we're going to learn how to completely take control of them. We're mastering the power of a power rule. If you've ever looked at a math equation and felt a little bit lost, you are in the exact right place. We're going to turn that confusion into total confidence.
Okay, let's jump right in. Before we even look at a single number or variable, I want you to think about 2 Timothy 1:7. It says, "For God gave us a spirit not of fear, but of power and love and self-control." Just let that sink in for a second. When you're staring at complex math, feeling anxious is a super common reaction, right? But you already possess the internal power, the self-control, and the discipline you need to crush this material. You're fully equipped for this, so bring that spirit of power into our lesson today, because there is absolutely nothing on the page that you can't handle.
Section 1. Unlocking the Math Shortcut.
So what is this shortcut? Well, let's start thinking of exponents as a kind of mathematical superpower. Basically, an exponent is just a fast way to do multiplication. And when you stack those exponents on top of each other, you get an incredible speed boost using what we call the power of a power rule. The rule itself says x to the power of m, all raised to the power of n, equals x to the power of m times n. Simply put, when a power is raised to another power, like when you see those little exponent numbers stacked right next to each other separated by just a parenthesis, you just multiply them together. It's awesome. That one simple multiplication condenses a huge sprawling problem into one tiny, elegant calculation.
Now, I never want you to just memorize a rule without knowing exactly why it works. Let's break down the logic really quick. Step 1 is the stack. We have x squared, inside parentheses, raised to the third power. Now look at step 2. Expand. Think about what it means to cube something. It means you multiply it by itself 3 times, right? So that expression is literally x squared times x squared times x squared. And if you broke that down even further, it's x times x times x times x times x times x. Just count them all up. That brings us to step 3, our solution, x to the 6th power. But instead of drawing all that out every single time, we just use our rule. 2 times 3 equals 6. Boom, you're done.
And guess what? This isn't just a magic trick for letters and variables. It works perfectly for standard numbers, too, as long as you keep the exact same base. Take a look at this, 2 squared, all raised to the third power. Using our new superpower shortcut, we just multiply the 2 and the 3 together to get our new exponent, 6. The base number, 2, stays exactly the same. So we get 2 to the 6th power, which is 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2, which calculates out to 64. It really is that simple, and it keeps your math super fast and perfectly accurate.
Section 2. Real examples in action.
Let's look at how this rule handles whatever your algebra or science homework throws at you. Check out row 1, x to the 4th cubed. Multiply the 4 and the 3, and your simplified answer is x to the 12th. Super easy. Row 2, 5 squared cubed. We keep that base of 5, multiply the 2 and the 3, and we get 5 to the 6th power, which actually calculates out to a massive 15,625. Now pay really close attention to row 3, because this is where a lot of students trip up. 2 times x squared, all cubed. Remember that outer exponent of 3 applies to everything inside the parentheses. So first you cube the number 2, which is 2 times 2 times 2, giving us 8. Then you multiply the exponents on the x, 2 times 3, giving us 6. Put it all together, and your simplified answer is 8 times x to the 6th. If you can master that, you've completely mastered the rule.
Section 3. Your turn to practice.
All right, now it's your turn to flex this mathematical superpower. Here are your 5 homework problems. Number 1, y cubed to the 4th power. Number 2, 3 squared to the 5th power. Number 3, a to the 5th squared. Number 4, be careful on this one, 7x squared all squared. And finally, number 5, m to the 4th cubed. I highly encourage you to grab a pencil and write these down right now. Go ahead and simplify these expressions using the rules we just went over and prove to yourself just how much control you really have over these numbers.
Section 4. Education and moral choices.
Now, as you're writing those down, I want to take a second to step back. We've been talking a lot about gaining intellectual power today, but here at Heroes Smart Academy, we always look at the bigger picture. So, I want you to seriously ask yourself, what is the point of being incredibly smart and mastering all the math rules in the world if you just use that knowledge to make bad choices that hurt yourself or others? Think about it. A brilliant mind with a calculator can engineer a beautiful bridge, right? But that same brilliant mind, without a moral compass, can use their intellect to cause tremendous pain. Intellectual power, just like our math superpower today, is a tool, and how you use it depends entirely on your heart and your character.
And that brings us to a really foundational truth. Education without biblical morality will hurt, period. In the Godly Learner series, we intertwine these concepts because they literally cannot be separated. If you gain all the knowledge in the world but you lack the moral framework to use it wisely, that education actually becomes a hazard. Your intellectual power must be guided by biblical morality. Think of it like the guardrails on a super-fast highway. Without those guardrails, even the smartest, fastest choices can lead to a terrible crash. Character matters just as much, if not more, than calculation.
Which is exactly why I want to leave you with this final, ultimate truth from Romans chapter 8, verses 6 through 7. It promises absolute peace of mind to everyone who keeps their mind spiritual. Honestly, this is the ultimate life hack, and it extends way beyond any algebra rule we could teach you. When you anchor your growing mind in spiritual truth and combine your educational power with a strong moral compass, the result isn't just success, it's profound peace. We see it happen all the time. So, as you conquer your math homework tonight with your new superpower, ask yourself, are you just building a faster car, or are you building the moral guardrails to keep it on the track? Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer. Stay powerful, make great choices, and I'll see you next time.